Welcome to Derry is the new spin-off show, which just wrapped up its 8-episode season one on HBO this past Sunday night. The series is co-created and co-developed and directed by Andy Muschietti and the Muschiettis with his wife Barbara, who were the writer-directors of the first two It movies that came out over the last decade. This show takes place 27 years before the events of the first It movie, and here we follow the military who's trying to find a reason to basically unlock the clown onto not just Derry, but to scare citizens. We have military people doubting that. We have kids of Derry once again being captured, and some other plot twists and turns is how we get to the return of Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise. Also in the show, we have Hovan Adipo and Taylor Page. We have Steven Ryder and some of the notable child cast. We have Matilda Lawler, Amanda Christian, Clara Stack, Blake Cameron James, and Arian S. Carr. Also, Chris Chalk is in the movie as Dick Halloran, someone who has the shine ability as Dick Halloran in later years goes to the Overlook Hotel and is a part of both The Shining and Doctor Sleep. The show, as I said, is 8 episodes long. The episodes range from 50 minutes to an hour and 10 minutes. So my name is Max Enberg. Welcome back to a new review. This is It. Welcome to Derry. So if you're new, guys, please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 400 subscribers here, so please subscribe. I talk movies, TV shows, out of theater reactions. I do award show breakdowns, box office show breakdowns, all of those. So please subscribe, ring the bell, get me to 400 subscribers to start 2026. Comment down below. What are your thoughts on It? Welcome to Derry. Are you excited for a possible next 2 seasons? Where does this rank for you out of the It catalog? Also, guys, please hit that like button. So, if you're not familiar with me, horror is my favorite genre, and I really enjoyed the It movies again, I grew up watching the Tim Curry It movie, but seeing the first two It movies with Muschietti directing it in theaters, I love It Chapter 1 back in 2017. I like It Chapter 2 more than most people. I think it's a very solid movie. I don't think it's not on the same level as the first movie, which I agree with. I don't think it makes It Chapter 2 a bad watch or anything. I still really enjoy It Chapter 2. So I was nervous because with any prequel, it can be nerve-wracking because whenever you get a prequel or even a sequel at that point, but especially a prequel where this follows loosely what happens in the book, but they're basically minor portions of the book. They're really expanding and giving new lore to the show, as we're not just combining It mythology, we're really combining Stephen King mythology, because one of the characters, Dick Halloran, who's in The Shining and Doctor Sleep, has the shine power. So we're combining Stephen King worlds here. And the thing we get you nervous is we should know the end of the story, because we know Pennywise gets stopped in 2016 for It Chapter 2. So how could Pennywise come back? Would it be a very interesting return? And I gotta say, the thing that's most surprising about the show is this is one of the best TV shows of 2025, in my opinion, because the show is, I think, scarier than either of the It movies. I think it has more heart at times. And I just think it's the best usage we've gotten of the It franchise ever, because we follow a lot of characters. We have child characters that are kind of the center focus of the show. We have adult characters. We have military people like Leroy Hanlon, played by Adepo. We have his wife, Charlotte, played by Taylor Page, who is a activist trying to help a particular case in the Derry area. We have, including Madeline Stowe's character, who plays a character who's getting close to one of the kids in the series, and she has her particular goals. We have, as I said earlier, Dick Halloran, who's a very important character to the Stephen King mythology. And then plus, we have Bill Skarsgård coming back as Pennywise. And that on the page, and there's even more I'm not even mentioning here. We have Native Americans in the area that are characters, other military characters. There's a lot of focus on the show. But I found myself just enthralled in the It Stephen King world. It's kind of been the most energized I've been about a Stephen King project in some time, because of the connections, not just to It, but to the entire Stephen King universe here. But I think that the first goal is the show can be quite scary, especially when Pennywise kind of gets into the series. It's already been reported before the show came out And again, I'm not going into spoilers at all for the show. This is a non-spoiler review. But there were reports, obviously, before the show that Pennywise was going to come in towards the back half of the show. And when he does, he makes a major impact. But what also makes an impact is when he's not in the show in the first couple episodes, you just feel the dread, the depressive nature of Derry, where people see violence, see people attacking other people, and no one says a thing. And because of the presence of Pennywise, what he brings, not just from a physical perspective, because he's just sitting there hibernating in Derry, his his evil spreads across Derry. And you can really feel that in the first half of this series. And it really sets up for the grand entrance of Bill Skarsgård, who is terrific in the show. Not just is he just popping in and out, giving those scares. We learn more about Pennywise. We get some Pennywise backstory, which I think really elevates things. And there's more twists and turns towards the back half of the series, which really gets you excited for the future of this franchise. But again, what I love, and we'll get to some of the adult performances here, what really makes the show great is they got the child actors correct. The main four child leads are all just excellent here in the show. Very distinct from each other. And I don't think I thought this coming in. I got quite emotional in the final 2 or 3 episodes with a particular child performance. And I did not think going into the show I would be emotional about things going on, but they did such a good job making you feel like every character on the show is in danger, could be a threat to not making it, and it leads to unpredictability, it leads to some heartbreak. But my favorite thing in horror movies or shows is when you have such scary and a scary villain like Pennywise and such heavy subject matter that this show is tackling. You need some heart. And this show has so much heart where you care about so many people on the series and you're so emotionally tied to these characters. It can be quite a moving show at points. And it can be a dark show. It can be quite an optimistic show. It kind of has all of those things going for it. And I really respect that. That this wasn't just a cheap jump scare, let's get Pennywise cameos and episodes show. It had something to say in a good way that's not in your face. And obviously, the lore is there. The lore is so much more explored in this series than it was in the first two It movies. Dick Halloran, if you're a big Shining fan or happy to know his backstory here is fascinating, and he's, for me, the most fascinating character in the entire series. And the actor who plays him also is just terrific here. Chris Chalk, who's phenomenal here in the show. Everyone, I love Taylor Patience Zola. She's a really terrific actress. She's really good here. Madeline Stowe, haven't seen her something in a very long time. She's excellent here as well. Muschietti also, there's so many practical effects here. The sets and the actual creature designs are all practical. And yes, there's some sloppy CGI in the first, I would say, 6 episodes. But you can definitely tell they spent really most of their CGI money on those final 2 episodes, which really deliver. Now, I will say, the back half of the show absolutely hits a home run. At times, the first couple episodes, I was enjoying it, but I wouldn't say it was one of my favorite shows of the year. I was definitely enjoying it, but once for sure Pennywise got involved, this show went to the next level, and it has become one of my favorite shows because, as I said, it's scary, it's thrilling, you're on the edge of your seat. The lore, they really break down the world of Derry and what has been set up. And it gives you really fascinating and good twists and turns that you just do not see coming. You care about the adults just as much as you care about the kids. The acting is on par. I just think it's a phenomenal show. I highly recommend, it, Welcome to Derry. So I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 5. I am gonna go this high because I really cared about the show this much. A 90% for Welcome to Derry. It's one of my favorite shows of the year. If they get a chance to do a season 2, I will be there for it because I think the show absolutely over delivers and is way better than it should be. So that's my thoughts on it. Welcome to Derry. What are your thoughts? I might be doing a spoiler review soon. We'll see if I can fit that into the schedule. But let me know your thoughts on Welcome to Derry. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts. Like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another video very soon.